First thing I'm going to say is that it doesn't matter whether or not you believe in demons. The word demon is just one way of interpreting a very real and natural phenomenon. If we were to take away the negative charge of the word demon and neutralize it so that people who are more rationally minded may accept this definition, one may look at it as simply the negative force of reality. And so there are negative forces, there are positive forces, and there are neutral forces, and there are things that are neutral. So if one looks to outer space, to the vast universe, one will find only three things. There is a positive force, the creative force of existence, which manifests as stars, and stars even create black holes, and black holes are the negative force of reality. They are the force of death and destruction. All galaxies in the universe are slowly being consumed by supermassive black holes at the center. And then there is what is neutral, and that is space, zero, neither positive or negative. And space is the, you might say, the playground in which the negative forces and positive forces interact. And so too we have a negative force, a positive force, and neutrality within our minds, within us. So when I speak about demons, I am only talking about the negative forces in this reality within ourselves that lead us to our death and destruction. Whether or not something is demonic, it will have a very specific kind of nature. Many religious people kind of just assume that anything that is not aligned with their beliefs is satanic. But of course, most people lack the understanding of what satanic actually means. And I like to say, if you do not have personal experience with something, then you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Whether you're studying from a book, or whether or not you hear somebody else talking about something, unless you have direct personal experience with something, just remain silent. Because the more you speak, the more we often just reveal how ignorant we really are. So to understand the game that is really being played in life, in the Bible it says, the war is not with flesh and blood, but with principalities. We're talking about forces of energy. Everything at the most fundamental level is simply a dynamic play between the negative forces and the positive forces of reality. And then we kind of get distracted by the surface level things of the world. Yes, this is who I am. I'm going out and doing things. I'm just a human living my life. But so long as we are unaware of how things work, then chances are we will be used, like in the Matrix, as a battery. Because within every single being on this planet, we hold within us the most valuable resource in the entire universe. Not only the most valuable resource, but if you were to take all the resources in the universe, it would not compare to the power that you have within you. And so if you are unaware of this power, there are forces that will come and steal it from you. And rightly so, because you have not claimed your authority. Why should they not take it from you if you are irresponsible with your energy? If you do not learn how to manage your energy, then is it not right for somebody who is more responsible to come and steal it from you? They can use it. It's like money. If you're careless and frivolous with your money, not responsible, then is it not proper for somebody else, for some other entity to come along and say, well, I spend my money wisely, I'm going to take yours? And that is why very few people have most of the wealth and most of everybody else is broke. Because they have not learned to manage themselves. And when you realize that money is energy, you understand one of the greatest secrets about money and finances. That money is just the surface level, but underlying it is energy. So what you put out, you will get in return. But I digress. Let us return to understanding the demonic. And so in life, if you pay attention, every experience, every action, every thought, everything in our lives will have one of three natures. What is demonic, what is negative, that will steal your energy and give you nothing in return. What is neutral will give you an equal amount of energy that you put out. And what is positive will always give you more energy in return than what you put out. This is the fundamentals of morality. This is what it means to do right or wrong, to be good or evil. It is how much of your energy do you dedicate to these three paths, you could say. Evil people, they spend their lives taking from others. They do nothing but steal life, steal energy. The more you steal the energy of others, the more aligned with death you are. Because again, you are more like a black hole consuming everything. Those who are the most moral, the best people in our human understanding, are the people who dedicate their lives to serving others. They give everything and expect nothing in return. Like the sun giving life to the earth. The sun doesn't need anything from us. The sun doesn't ask anything from us. It gives freely. And when you recognize that there is an underlying unity beneath all things, unity is the true nature of reality, which means by serving others, you are really serving yourself. And by taking from others and hurting other people, you're really just taking from and hurting yourself. And so if you wish to live the greatest possible life, you must take great care and concern for your energy management. And your feelings and emotions will be a guidance system that will tell you where you are at. Now, this isn't the only guidance system, but if you're feeling miserable and you're suffering and you're depressed, I lost my train of thought. If you're suffering and you're feeling, and almost all of your emotions are negative, the only reason for this is that you have aligned yourself with death. You have aligned yourself with separation. You have become harmonious with that which is always changing and that which is temporary. All suffering comes and goes with the mind. So to the degree in which you are suffering, that is the degree to which you have identified with your mind. Because at the very least, peace is the default state. Generally, in my experience, no matter what is happening, there is an underlying sense of peace. Why is that? Well, if you imagine, here is your consciousness, your awareness, here is your mind identity, and here is the experiences coming and going. If as consciousness I have identified with this person who I believe myself to be, then when a negative experience arises, I will attach myself onto this negative experience and become one with it. And I will say, I am experiencing negativity. If a negative thought arises and I'm identified with my mind, I become one with the negative thought and say, I am having a negative thought. Now I'm feeling afraid. Now I'm feeling guilty. Now I'm feeling shame and fear. If somebody comes along and says, I don't like you, then I get offended. I feel like I'm getting attacked. If I have a certain identity and I have a religious belief, I become one with the religious belief. So when somebody attacks my religious belief, I feel they are attacking me. This is why people kill other people over things like this. Because people will do anything to keep this identity alive. But here is what is possible. Is that the more you let go of your attachment to this mind identity, and you remain as a state of consciousness, as a state of non-attached awareness, then all experiences will come and go within this awareness, but you will remain the same. Therefore, an eternal state of peace will underlie all of your experiences, because you are rooted in stillness, you are not moving. And so the only reason you do not experience peace is because you are attached to a mind, and then experiences are pulling you all over the place. Remain as stillness, as awareness. And fear may arise, but you are not fearful. Suffering may arise, but you are not suffering. Pain may arise, but you are not in pain. Because consciousness is beyond all experiences. Nothing can actually affect you. Nothing can actually harm you. They can only harm what you believe yourself to be. If you believe yourself to be the body, well then yes, you can be killed, you can be hurt, you can be starved. If you identify with the mind, you can be psychologically tortured. But if you identify with the eternal state of consciousness, how can anything in the temporary world do anything to you? We're talking about subsystems and metasystems. The subsystem has no effect or control over the metasystem outside of it. So when you are aligned with consciousness, you transcend the suffering of material existence. Because you know from personal experience that nothing can attack you. And therefore the universe or the world or the matrix is designed to pull you into hypnosis, to get you to identify with the mind or the body and forget your true place as consciousness. So that the moment you identify with the mind or the body, now the matrix has jurisdiction over you. It has power over you because you have given it away freely. And so here we come to one of the greatest tricks played by demons, is that no force of evil, no demonic force has any power over you whatsoever. But it is allowed to trick and manipulate you into giving your consent freely. You have to allow evil into your life in order for it to have any power over you. And it doesn't matter whether you're a good person or an evil person. If you're afraid all the time, you allow the evil in. If you're feeling shame and guilt, you're allowing the evil in. If you're angry all the time, if you're resentful, if you have hate in your heart, you're letting the demons in. Because all of these things do nothing but take from you and give you nothing in return. Why do you think watching pornography is probably one of the worst things that a young man can do? Specifically men. Because you are sacrificing what is perhaps the most powerful resource that we have, our creative energy, that substance which gives life, and we're throwing it away to nothing. And so therefore the demons have power over us through our addictions. So begin paying attention to the things that you're giving your energy to. And whatever you give your energy to that is not giving you anything in return, that is demonic. That is causing you to align with death. People are depressed and don't understand why. Well, when you have things all over the place stealing your life force, you have very little life left in you. So you feel like death because you have aligned yourself with death and it has manifested in your life as such. We're talking about playing life on an energetic level. Whatever I want in life, I don't go out into the world and try and get it. What I do is that I make sure that I feel now in this moment fully content and satisfied in a state of abundance. So you can spend your whole life trying to make life the way you want it and struggle the whole time. And if that's what you choose to do, it's not a problem. But when you fix the energy first, instead of having to go through all of these roadblocks and trials and tribulations, you shortcut the path to your desires because you have already aligned yourself with the outcome. You're not trying to go out into the world and get it. You already assume the feeling that it's already happened. Therefore, energetically, you align yourself with your desires. And there's no choice but for the universe to reflect that in the outer world. So at the very least, begin paying attention to your energy. This is the first step. It's been said that what you measure, you can manage. And so you cannot manage your energy if you are not paying attention to it. And the more you just kind of exist in the state of awareness of where is my energy going, the more you will just automatically see these energy leakages. And then you have the opportunity to stop them. Manage your energy. Manage your life.